Hi, Matt Beyer of Matt Beyer Organizing with how to bin for the win. There's a wide-held misconception that getting organized is all about getting things into bins. It's not. It's more about creating easy-to-maintain systems that ensure your things are easy to find and easy to access. So sometimes the best container is no container at all. So rest assured that all 10 of these bin recommendations will contribute to findability, accessibility, and maintainability. 1. Prioritize to organize. It doesn't make sense to contain what you don't intend to keep. So first, extract the excess. So the first bin I recommend is a sorting bin. We use banker boxes for sorting and prioritizing, and here's why. They hold about a cubic foot of space, which is just enough for a collection of items, but not too heavy to lift. They have lids, so you can stack them and open up processing space. They are cardboard, so you don't confuse them with permanent organizing solutions. Use them for multiple sortings to keep small items together and to determine the sizes you need for organizing systems. 2. Clear lidded bin sets. I find that there are essentially two types of bins, A and B. I'll start with the B bins. B is for backup. They are lidded and they tend to be for stockroom spaces. In stockroom spaces, you can fit more in because you worry less what they look like, and you can take more advantage of vertical storage space. Lids also make the bins stackable and more easily shelvable. I like the Sterlite clear lidded bins because they're widely available and come in 3 sizes that all fit well on standard shelves. Be sure you measure shelf depth, width, and height before choosing bins. B bins have lids because stockroom spaces tend to be dustier and hold items for longer periods of time. 3. Weathertight totes. Weathertight totes offer the same advantages as the Sterlite bins, but they are airtight and they tend to be a little sturdier. Of course, these features make the weathertight totes more expensive, so be sure to factor in the importance of airtight storage and sturdiness if you're investing in a lot of bins. 4. Opaque bins. For findability, I always recommend reveal, don't conceal. However, I can think of 2 examples where findability is not essential. For holiday decorations that you're only accessing once a year, they are still perfectly findable if they are in solid, color-coded bins. Also, if you are storing gifts to give, then you definitely don't want those findable. It's probably the one time I would recommend those black Home Depot bins. 5. Linen garment box. Ideally, off-season folded garments should be stored in material that breathes. Plastic bins can trap moisture. I use the Cambridge storage box from the Container Store. And yes, it's okay that this bin is opaque too. 6. Multi-purpose bins. Now that we've looked at the B bins, let's look at the A bins. A is for accessible. A bins are open-topped and tend to be for showroom spaces. Showroom spaces are open, inviting, well-lit. There's a limited inventory on the showroom floor and a lot of activity, so A bins are smaller and unlidded. The ones we use the most are the multi-purpose bins from the Container Store. So versatile in every showroom space, as you can see in this video. 7. Lucite pantry bins. Perfect A bins in the kitchen and pantry are these clear Lucite bins. We mostly use the 10 by 8 by 5 and the 16 by 8 by 5, depending on shelf depth. 8. Decorative baskets. If you're more concerned with aesthetics than findability, these baskets from the Container Store make elegant A bins. 9. A bins with lids. One of my guidelines from the circulation solution is frequency merits facility. The more often you do something, the easier it should be. So what do you do when you're a bin demands freshness?
Well, you give it a lid, but you make it super easy to remove. OXO gets it.
And 10, store empty bins with intention. How do you keep them from becoming more clutter? Take inventory and store with intention. It's astonishing how many homes we get into where there is a bounty of bins and lids, and most of them don't match. I don't fully understand how this happens, but I know what to do.
Gather them all into one place and match the bins with the lids. Donate the mismatches, and only then should you nest the married bins, but keep them with their lids. Keep just one dedicated zone for all your empty bins so that you can see what you have and how many.
Also, get rid of all the bins that don't fall within the last 9 recommendations. I promise you the value of the space left behind will be greater than the bad bins. One of the most common organizing mistakes is buying containers first.
The obvious reason for this is you won't know how many and what sizes you need until you have prioritized what you are keeping. The less obvious reason is that you won't know the necessary variety ratio and structure size.
So don't underestimate the value of recommendation number 1, prioritize to organize. For more easy organizing tips, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.